Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Freedom for All, your trusty channel when it comes to financial education. However, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research. Alright, today's topic, fundamental versus technical analysis. There's actually a lot of discussion between fundamental and technical analysis, so I've decided to make a video on fundamental and technical analysis. This is going to be part 1 of 2, in which I'm going to talk about the fundamental analysis, and then in the second part, which is a different video, I'll talk about the technical analysis. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you don't miss the next part. Alright, so let's start with the fundamental analysis. And for this I've chosen one of the viewers' favorite company, Apple. Alright, so let's look at Apple. Now I get all the hate from the Android fans, I'm sorry. Alright, but let's look at some Apple stock. Let's go. Okay, so here we are on the Apple website. Everybody should know that with the little Apple symbol. Okay, so what's going on right now? Yeah, nothing too much. Alright, so where do I find the financial education part or the investors part? So let's look and scroll all the way to the bottom. Oh, what's this? Okay. And right here we got the About Apple, and here you got investors. So it's right down here. So if you go on investors, you can already see that there's the third quarter results going to be presented at the 30th of July, which is at the end of the month. So that's going to be quite interesting because there we're going to see if Apple actually made money in the quarter or they didn't, or they are stagnant, or yeah, what's happening in the business. We can only look at the past. So the past we find down here. So if you scroll here, you can see here the quarterly earnings reports for 19, 18, 17, 16 is the furthest you go back. And you can also see the 10K form. These are the annual reports for the company where you find all the information that happened in the past year. So for example, if we open the 10K up, we can see that we got this nice little form here, and here you have all the information that you need about the company. Everything is in here, like everything. Financials, the business, what's the market doing, where are the risks, what are the decisions of the directing board, and then obviously the 10K summary. So you can scroll through this and then you read everything. You get all the information about the company, all the products they do, everything, all the markets they are in, everything they do, what is the competition like, what is going on in research and development. However, you won't get much information over here. So all you need to know about the company. As of December, see, 132,000 full-time equivalent employees. That's not bad. Okay, so you can go through all of these data and you can say, okay, compared to other companies in the same sector, for example, maybe Samsung, how do they compare to them and where do they stand? However, you have to think about that Samsung has a way bigger diversified product portfolio. They're also in TVs and other electronic businesses. I mean, they're also in the kitchen business, so completely different product portfolio. So you have to just look at this kind of business field and then compare them to Apple. So Apple was just being specialized on their business field and their products. I think they are actually quite strong. So what's important for us, or let's say when I look at the fundamentals, what I always look at first, I obviously look at the 10K report first. Okay, so the quarterly part is nice, but for me the overall annual part is also important. So I see where's the company going and what are they doing. So I pull up the 10K from 2018, as I just had, sorry, and I look at the financial data. And here we can see, and again, you have all the different information. So net sales, net income, earnings per share, cash dividends, what they are paying. And then here you go into the products, into the regions. And what's interesting, for example, here what they cut now, you can see here they still had listed how many units they sold per product. This you won't find in the new statement anymore. In the new one, if you look into the Q2, for example, you only see, let me just find it really quick, just the total sales. You can't see the amount of iPhones sold, okay? So be careful because this is only for a quarter and this is for the full year, okay? So looking back, you can see, however, that over the last 3 years till 2018, there was a constant growth in the market, slight decrease in iPads. However, I think this might go up now again in 2019. The biggest driver, I think, what you can see right here is services. So as you can see, they grew 23% from 16 to 17, and then another 24% from 17 to 18, which is huge. Like 24% growth rate is huge. And then the other products, where I probably count the earpods too as well, which are the most famous Bluetooth earphones on the market. And you can see here 16% market growth from 16 to 17, and then again 35%, which is huge. Really, really big growth. 35% year on year. It's really, really large. And this is what's going to be important for 2019, to see if they can drive or grow further in these markets over here, because here they are kind of getting stagnant, and not the sales are not growing as large anymore as they used to in the past. Again, in the past they had the sales by unit, and they cut this from the statement. So in the 2019 10K you won't find this anymore. However, it might be interesting for you to look at as well. And then also what's really nice always to see, or really important, you can see here, right here, the net sales, the cost of sales, and then the gross margin. So what they had left over at the end, when everything is done, everything is paid for, you can see right here the total gain. And this is quite the nice number. So for gross margin percentages, you can see they are actually just a little bit down from 2016 to 17. However, the total gross margin is up significantly, and they don't even put like the percentage right here, but it is quite big, to be honest. So net sales have improved year on year, as well as the gross margin, and we will see how this performs in 2019. So again, this is just some of the information you look at when you do the fundamental analysis. Obviously, you have to go through this whole chart and you read all the information. You read about the cash reserves. You need to read about what are they investing in, where's the money going, where does the current money sit, how much leases do they have going on, how much debt do they have. So you have to go through the whole document and analyze the company, first of all compared to itself, and then compared to other companies in this business as well, which are in the same product groups, to then make a decision, is this worth for me to invest in the company or not? Because then you have to also say, okay, is the company already overvalued or undervalued? How much is the company actually worth it? And this is what you have to define and do, again, a lot of analysis, read through all this documentation, but then you can say, then you can go ahead and say, okay, is it worth it for me to invest in Apple or not? So if you don't have anything to do over the weekend, enjoy, my friends. So this was it for the first part of the fundamental versus the technical analysis. I hope you enjoyed this one. As I said in the beginning, the second part is going to come here fairly shortly, and I'm going to talk about the technical analysis part. Just to give you a heads up, for me, to be honest, it makes sense to combine both of these methods, technical and fundamental. So with the fundamentals, you can make sure that it makes sense to actually invest in the company long term. And then with the technical analysis, you can decide where you want to go into the market. And this is what I'm going to talk about in the next video. So make sure to stay tuned. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video from Freedom for All. As always, if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell, because I'm quite new here as well. And I will leave you with my mantra, as always: dream it, love it, live it. Freedom for all, my friends. Take care, have a good day. See you, bye.